Hello, everybody. Welcome to Prophetic Lifestyles with Bernard Bolton, where we are making the prophetic practical. We're bringing the prophetic into our everyday lives, and we are seeing the future now. Well, it's Wednesday, and so I'm coming on with my Wednesday weekly video, and we're in a very special week, a very special month and an incredibly prophetic season. It's the week where Jesus Christ, Yeshua, died on the cross. That will, of course, occur on this Friday, which is the 14th day of Nisan. Uh, I, I, I haven't done much of a projection to see when does the 14th day of Nisan line up with Good Friday. I know for many in the church in the Christian religion, Good Friday is the day that the death of Jesus is recognized and commemorated and observed. But for those who are going after the truth and going after the prophetic truth, we know that Jesus died on the 14th day of Nisan, which is this Friday. So, because the two calendars often align and converge, I'm sure that there are years when the 14th day of Nisan falls on Good Friday. And so, this coming Friday, many will observe in services when I was pastoring and preaching in the denominational church. I was a part of for many years. I was a part of Good Friday celebrations, but I've sort of moved on from those traditions now, and so my focus is on the prophetic reality and the prophetic understanding of the scriptures. And so this week, a couple of days ago, I believe it was the 11th day of Nisan, Jesus Christ entered into Jerusalem, and the multitudes praised him and celebrated him as the king. And then a couple of days later, that same crowd turned on him and cried out to Pilate that he be crucified. However, we know that the death of Jesus on the cross was really the design of God. It was really the design of God. So we don't blame a certain race of people. We don't blame a certain sect of people, a religious group. We just simply acknowledge that this was God's plan. And so, what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about how everything changed when Jesus died. Now, the death of Jesus was an historical event that occurred over 2,000 years ago. But as we embrace the reality of his death and we live in that and we meditate on that, and I want to encourage you to really meditate for the next 3 days. Friday, again, the 14th day of Nisan, uh, Jesus actually died on the cross as the lamb, as the perfect lamb, as the unblemished lamb. And so let's reflect on how everything changed. See Jesus dying on the cross was the central point of all human history. Everything in human history, from the creation of the heavens and earth, the creation of male and female, the creation of Adam and Eve, everything um, is centered in the death of Jesus. His death is the central point of all human history. And so I wanted to talk about today how everything changed. And one of the things I want to challenge you to is when you look at the death of Jesus, I want you to look at how things are changing because you are receiving the reality of his change. It's not just something that happened 2,000 years ago on Calvary or Golgotha outside of Jerusalem. It's not just a historical event, but it is an event that changed the world, and it changed us. All right. And so when we look at Jesus dying on the cross, all right, everything moves from that point. Everything before his death moves to the point of his death, and everything after his death moves from that point. And so, matter of fact, we have life because Jesus died. All right. So here's what the death of Jesus means for us. It means change. And so, what are some of the things that changed when Jesus died? Well, first, the death of Jesus on the cross opened the door for us to pass from death to life. See, before Jesus died, let me go right quick to Romans 5 because I want to give us a biblical context here, and I want to encourage you to read Romans 5 because it's a powerful passage. All right, and verse 12 it says, "Therefore, just as through one man sin entered the world, and death through sin, and thus death spread to all men, because all sinned." All right, but then I'm going to skip over those verses, and I want to read verse 15. But the free gift is not like the offense. For if by the one man offense many died, much more the grace of God and the gift by the grace of the one man Jesus Christ abounded to many. All right, abounded to many. And all right, and so then I want to read verse 17. For if by one man's offense death reigned through the one, much more those who receive abundance of grace and of the gift of righteousness will reign in life through the one Jesus Christ. So when Jesus died on the cross, he canceled he canceled the impact and the effect and the offense of death that entered the world through Adam. Jesus canceled that, and he opened the door for us to pass from the death that entered through Adam, and we entered into the life that enters through him. And so in Jesus, in Yeshua, we have life. Listen, Jesus died that you might have life. He didn't die that you might have ministry. He didn't die that you might have business. He didn't die that you might have church. Jesus died that we might have life. And so in his death, in the death of Jesus, he opened the door for us to pass from death unto life. All right. Secondly, the death of Jesus on the cross release a grace for us to grow and for us to grow up. All right. And so Jesus released this grace. Jesus released this grace, y'all. And that grace is the favor of God. And that grace has been given to us. So whenever you consider the death of Jesus, Jesus died so that we might have grace to grow. And in his death, we are growing up. All right. Here's something else, though. All right. His death, the death of Jesus on the cross, gave us courage to leave the past for the future. Wow. To leave the past. Whatever is in your past, you can leave the past. And his dying on the cross releases courage to us to leave the past and embrace the future, because Jesus is in the future. I love this passage. I'm gonna run to it right quick. I hope I can remember it. But uh, in Hebrews chapter 13. All right, I just wanna share this with you. Uh, Hebrews 17. All right. Now yeah. All right. It says, verse 8, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. All right. He is the same, which means that if he is the same yesterday, then listen, his death actually delivers us from yesterday. His death empowers us for today, and his death creates us for tomorrow. Praise be to God. And here's the last thing: Jesus was the substitute or the atonement. He covered us and he covers us, and we are covered in him. And so everything changed, y'all. And I want to encourage you to embrace the change that came when Jesus died on the cross and live in that truth that everything changed when Jesus died on the cross. All history, all mankind, every race of people, all right, everything changed. Every historical event, everything changed because Jesus died on the cross. All right. And my prayer for you is that as you embrace his death on the cross, that you also embrace the change that he offers you. God bless you. Shalom. We'll be back. Take care.